Hey guys, my name is Victoria, welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming another tag, and if you think I'm getting bored with my content, that's not true. I just have lots of tags that I want to film, and I specifically loved this tag because I tried to film it, or I tried to plan it a couple weeks back, but I actually couldn't film it because I didn't have enough resources, let's say that. But now I can because I bought more books. I don't know if that's good or bad. Certainly is good for me because I love books. Not so for my wallet. Also, the videos I'm planning currently are a little bit more time consuming, and I haven't been doing so well in the last week. So yeah, I love tags. Let me know if you love tags as well. Today I'm filming the Do I Have That Book tag, or a little bit of a challenge. So I came prepared and have them in this beautiful backpack, which is completely full. But now I know how many books I can bring on the trip if I ever go on trips again. Before I start, in case you see my arm and you wonder what is wrong with your arm, it's a little bruised, it's a little swollen because the doctor took my blood 2 days ago, and yeah, there's some light bruising, but it's fine, I'm fine. So just so you know, in case you see it. I don't think you will see it. Maybe I just wanted to show you my bruises because I think they look cool. What? I'm sorry. Anyways, now let's get started. Do you have a book with deckled edges? And yes, I do. I have this beautiful copy of Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, and it has, guess what? Don't focus on me, please. Deckled edges. I love deckled edges. I know there's some people that do not like them. I love deckled edges. Every time I see a book and the edges of the pages are either deckled or are in a different color or in like gold foiling, sign me up. I'm gonna buy that book so fast. Do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? The only book that I could find was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. My edition is, I believe, the most beautiful edition ever. I know some people don't like them, but the newest German edition of the books for the 20th anniversary, I saw them, I had to have them. So these are German, and as you can see, we have Voldy on there, and Harry, and little Severus, and Ginny. And on the back, there's Neville. So the cover, 4, but in the back, actually 5. I love these so much. I want to disclaim this video as well. In case I show any books by controversial authors such as J.K. Rowling, I just want to say that I do not agree with their morals, with their ethics, with their statements on the internet. I do not. I enjoy the books. That doesn't mean I'm best friends with the author. The next one is called Do You Have a Book Based on Another Fictional Story? I believe I do. Let me look. Yes, this is one of my newest editions actually, because I bought Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. He's the author of Cemetery Boys, a book that I have not read yet, but I found him on TikTok and he told his story about writing this book and sort of summarized it, and I thought this sounds so interesting. Also, can we talk about the cover? Gorgeous! And it's a different story of Peter Pan, but it's actually focused on Wendy. But because these characters come from Peter Pan, I believe this falls into this category. So, Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. I haven't read it yet. I will read it in June. Very excited to read this actually. Do you have a book with a title that's 10 letters long? I had to look for that, but I found one, which is The Odyssey by Homer. I think it does. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I believe that's the only one. I looked for this a long time. Haven't read it yet. Will do. But I need to read the Iliad first, even though I'll know a lot out of the Iliad. Do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Let me look in my beautiful backpack. I found one. This is Charles Bukowski's The People Look Like Flowers at Last. And as you can see, T. It's a poetry collection by Charles Bukowski. I haven't read it yet. I read a little bit in it. Do you have a mass market paperback book? I had to Google what that means. Not a native speaker here. And in case you don't know, a mass market paperback is the smallest paperback copy that is sold around the world. And I found this, which is my copy of Circe. And it's so small. It's as small as my hand. So I hope this counts. I haven't read it yet. Will do. By Madeline Miller, by the way. I always forget the author. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? I have a bunch of Cassandra Clare's books. This is my copy of Clockwork Prince. I just took one randomly because I actually have them all. This is one of my favorites. And it's beautiful. Look at this. I mean, come on. I badly need to reread these because I love The Infernal Devices and I only read them once. And we can't have that. So yeah, Cassandra Clare is a pen name. Her actual name is, I think, Judith something. Do you have a book with the character's name in the title? I do. And because I didn't want to choose Harry Potter or something else, I chose Maurice by E.M. Forster. This is a classic I haven't read yet, but I will get into it probably, I think, next week. I'm not sure yet. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? The only book that I could find was Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I know people, especially in the queer community, do not like to recommend this book, especially because of the author's statements and of the author's views. But again, I think we can still enjoy a story without directly supporting the author's opinions. It has a map of the school in the front and in the back. Yay! Carry On is the story of Simon Snow who goes to a wizarding school. It's kind of like Harry Potter, but queer. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? I think I have several, but I chose The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I really do want to watch the show, but I think it's only available on Amazon Prime. And I do not have that, but maybe someday, maybe someday. This is a dystopian classic. If people tell you to read this book, I would recommend it. I liked it much, much more than 1984. This is the story of Offred. I really like her name. It has some huge meaning, but I will not get into that now. And she is the handmaid of a certain family. And the handmaids in this dystopian novel have a certain type of task. Do you have a book written by someone who is originally famous for something else? I do. I got Halsey's book. And she is a singer-songwriter. And also a poet. Now, I know there's different opinions of her book, I Would Leave Me If I Could, but I liked it. I believe that this had much more potential than all of the other poetry collections that are now very modern, you know, that fall under this term of modern poetry. This is much better than anything else. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? This is a little harder. I got The Night Circus. I think this is also a mass market paperback, but as you can see, it has a clock on there, which has a huge part in the book, which I really loved, and I would love to have the clock. It sounds beautiful and magical. Okay, let's continue. Do you have a poetry book? I have a bunch of poetry books, but the book that I chose for this category is a poetry collection, which is Poetry by Heart, a treasury of poems to read aloud. So there are a lot of authors, a lot of well-known, but also a lot of unknown poets. I chose this because, I think I talked about it in another video of mine, but I chose this because my former English teacher from high school gave this to me as a Christmas present, which was so nice. So yeah, I chose this one because of that. Do you have a book with an award stamp on it? Yes, I do. I actually really do not like them, especially if you can't take them off. So I chose The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and as you can see, there is a stamp on it. Everyone has been recommending that, and I'm so excited to read it. This is also one of my new bought books. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? I was pretty surprised that I actually had one, which is, I found The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I still haven't read because it's really big. And the author is V.E. Schwab. I have no idea how you say that. I'm German, I would say Schwab. So, Schwab. Their initials are V.E.S., but if we don't count the E, it's V.S., and those are actually my initials. My initials will soon be V.B.W., but right now it's V.B.S. I think this counts, right? Yeah, I think this counts. I will be a freaking core brand. V.B.W.? Okay. Do you have a book of short stories? This is a little difficult. I think I cheated a little bit, but I found Film for Her by Orion Collado. And this is actually a poetry and photography collection, but there are at least like 10 short stories in here written in prose. It's a little bit written like a diary, but I am still looking for a good short story collection. So if you have read one recently, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Do you have a book that's between 500 and 510 pages? And that was a little difficult. But again, I had to choose a book by Cassandra Clare, which is The Bane Chronicles. The Bane Chronicles has exactly 507 pages in this copy. Hopefully you can see 507. Do you have a book that was turned into a movie? I have several, but I chose, let me get this out, my destroyed copy of The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I haven't read this yet, and If you haven't seen my bookshelf tour, then you don't know why this is cut in half. But this was done not by me, by one of my former English teachers, and he gave each of us a book when he retired. And he gave me this pitch. I was in 9th grade and I tried to read in it and I couldn't really understand anything. But that makes me even more happy now because now I understand it and I want to read it this year. I chose The Goldfinch and I haven't seen the movie because I would like to read the book first. I don't understand why he cut it in half. I think it was easier to transport, but... Do you have a graphic novel? And sadly, this is the only category I could not fill, and I'm not really seeing a lot of graphic novels in the things that I really like. So if you have a great graphic novel that is maybe like a standalone and you would like to recommend it to me, then please comment down below what it's about and maybe I can look into it. Do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? And I think this is our last category. Yes, it is. I had to choose a book by Cassandra Clare again because I couldn't find any other. I chose Die Roten Schriftrollen by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is part 1 of the Magnus Bane series, which I haven't read because I'm scared. I also have the second part in English. I only have this part in German, I don't know why. I found the title in English after looking it up. It's called The Red Scrolls of Magic, and the series is called The Eldest Curses. And I'm kind of scared because this is the Magnus Bane series. If you don't know who Magnus Bane is, he's a warlock and one of the 6 main figures in the Mortal Instruments, and Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu wrote a trilogy for Magnus Bane. The Bane Chronicles is a collection of stories from his life. And these books I'm scared to read because Magnus is my favorite character and I'm scared that she kills him. This is not a spoiler because I genuinely do not know. But yeah. Yeah, and this was the last category. And this was so much fun. If you had fun watching it, then please show me by giving me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you would like to see next and what I can improve. And again, book recommendations are very welcomed. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. I upload twice a week, every Thursday and Sunday. And if you do subscribe, please make sure to click on the little bell next to the subscription button to never miss an upload. Because then every time I upload a new video, you get a little message and then you can watch it immediately. Which I would be very thankful for. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm hungry. Okay, I think I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye guys. I have a huge pile of books now that I have to put away. Cleaning my room. Lunch. What's more important? Yeah, I'm gonna eat lunch first. Great. Lighting, yes, thank you. I want to Shit. My pile of books just fell. Okay. Damn it. And I took this. I knew it. Woohoo! I love filming thumbnails. I got it. That was my phone. I'm stupid, but that's nothing new. There are not even 4 people on there. My back hurts. Am I stupid? I am totally stupid right now. Oopsie. Do you have a book? Good. Next one. Anyways. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye guys, love you all. Why did I do that?